All right, welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've been lying awake at night worrying about losing search traffic to AI, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to transform that anxiety into a highly actionable, totally measurable strategy. If you've been wondering how to adapt your content for the new era of generative search, you are in exactly the right place.
So let's just dive right into the core problem here. How do you actually know if AI is recommending your brand? For most marketers right now, being cited by AI is, well, it's basically just a vague, unmeasurable feeling based on random searches. You know the drill. You might pop into an AI chat, ask a question, see your brand name, and feel this momentary sense of relief. But as we'll see from our source material today, a random search here and there does not give you the full picture. It's an illusion of visibility. We absolutely have to eliminate that guesswork. Because, as the source strictly points out, a feeling is not a strategy. It boils down to this golden rule. If it cannot be measured, it cannot be improved. Our whole goal today is to turn being cited by AI from this hazy mystery into a rigorous, reviewable, and optimizable metric.
Here's the blueprint for today's explainer. We're going to quickly cover the AI citation metric, building your question bank, executing the testing protocol, moving right into the analysis and iteration loop, and finally, avoiding common pitfalls. Let's get started.
Section 1. The AI citation metric. Moving from feelings to measurable data. Let's lay the foundation.
This brilliantly illustrates how traditional keyword stuffing just totally fails in the AI era. Old SEO relied on imaginary keywords you hoped people would search, which you then track on static dashboards. But the pivot to new GEO, Generative Engine Optimization, requires a massive shift to real, natural language queries. Think about it. People talk to AI like it's a human, right? So we have to optimize for human phrasing, not robotic search strings.
So what exactly is Generative Engine Optimization? The crucial takeaway is that GEO is an active, measurable loop. It is not just a one-and-done SEO tactic. It's the final loop of the entire optimization system. And honestly, it's the most easily overlooked link. You test, you analyze, you act, and then you retest. That closed loop is literally the engine that drives sustained market leadership.
Moving on to Section 2. Building your question bank. This is laying the critical foundation.
Because you can't just test random things that pop into your head. You need a structured bank of about 30 to 50 core questions, pulled straight from real customer queries. Think of it like a pie divided into 3 strategic slices. Slice 1 includes 10 to 20 long-tail and scenario-based questions, those really specific niche inquiries. Slice 2 focuses on 10 to 15 core conversion questions. These are directly related to someone deciding to buy your product or service right now. And finally, Slice 3 is 10 to 15 awareness and education questions, dealing with general category education or methodologies.
To make this super concrete, throughout this explainer, we're going to track a hypothetical core conversion question. What is the best CRM for startups? Notice that phrasing? It's pure natural language. It's exactly how a real person would ask it. When you build your bank, the source material notes you should include varied phrasing, maybe 2 or 3 different ways a user might ask for this exact same intent.
All right, Section 3, executing the testing protocol. Let's frame the walls of this system.
With our CRM question ready to go, you actually have to compare results across multiple generative engines. We're talking ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google Gemini, Claude. You get the idea. Why? To avoid being fooled by the accidental quirks of just a single model. If you only check ChatGPT, you're literally flying blind on Google Gemini or Perplexity. You want to keep these platforms fixed so you have a rock-solid, consistent baseline. Oh, and if your specific audience uses another niche generative engine, absolutely add that to your list too.
The methodology here has to be airtight. To prevent memory bias, because, AI remembers past chats, you absolutely must start with a clean, new chat every single time you ask our CRM question. That ensures a scientifically sound test. Generative AI remembers past conversations, which will entirely skew your results. So, open a new chat, test the question once or twice, and capture the full response. You aren't just scanning for your name, you're checking the accuracy of the citation and whether they actually link to you.
Now this is where we bring order to the chaos. You have to log the exact dimensions, like citation position, into a structured spreadsheet. For example, say we asked our CRM question on October 1st. On ChatGPT, boom, yes, we were cited right in the middle of the response. But on Perplexity, no citation at all. By tracking the citation position and style, whether it's a direct quote or an indirect mention, you can easily identify real patterns over time.
And obviously, you don't just do this once. This matrix dictates your pace, ensuring you systematically evaluate your visibility rather than just haphazardly checking when you feel like it. You do weekly spot checks of maybe 5 to 8 core questions just to catch obvious shifts. Monthly, run the full 30 to 50 question gauntlet. Whenever you make a major content update on your site, immediately retest. And quarterly, sit down for a comprehensive review to update your question bank and adjust your strategy.
Section 4. Analysis and iteration loop. Putting on the roof. Once we've got our structured data, we enter the absolute most dynamic part of the system, the closed-loop action. Listen, testing adds zero value unless it drives optimization. Otherwise, it's just a fun academic exercise. Test, analyze, act, and retest. This closed loop is where you figure out exactly why competitors won, what factors make a question successful, and where you take high-priority action. If a core conversion question gets 0 citations, that's a red alert. You immediately inspect your content's extractability, your data sources, and your page structure.
Let's make this totally actionable. If our CRM question failed on perplexity, like we saw earlier, we don't panic, okay? We act. The source text gives us some awesome examples here. If the AI isn't pulling your answer easily, your content probably just isn't front-loaded enough. So, action. Rewrite the first 60 words to improve extractability. If you're lacking data support, add sourced statistics. If a competitor is winning because of third-party mentions, well, go boost your PR efforts. You make the fix, and then, crucially, you retest.
Finally, Section 5. Avoiding common pitfalls. The final walkthrough. How do we roll this out without falling into the usual traps? Well, you can start this literally today using an aggressive 4-day rollout plan. Day 1, create your question bank and set up your spreadsheet template. Days 2 and 3, run that first baseline test. By day 4, you're analyzing the results and listing your top 5 priority pages for optimization. You can start with simple tools like Google Sheets or Notion and eventually supplement with advanced third-party GEO monitors down the line. But please, beware of the common GEO pitfalls. It is incredibly common for brands to just type their own name into ChatGPT once, see they're mentioned, and kind of self-soothe into thinking, hey, our SEO is fine. Don't do that. Testing only what you want to be asked creates a total illusion. You must use real user phrasing. You also can't draw conclusions from a single test because generative engines have inherent randomness. And pay attention to where you are actually positioned, not just if you're present. Oh, and immediately correct the root content if the AI is citing incorrect information about you. Keep this quick self-checklist super handy. Fixed bank of real user queries? Check. Testing across multiple platforms? Check. Structured spreadsheet records, clear optimization actions, and a continuously updated question bank? Check, check, check. This ensures you are executing a complete closed loop alongside your extractability and authority building. Honestly, if you can check all these boxes, you are already way ahead of 90% of your competitors. All right, I want to leave you with this final thought. Take a hard look at your current workflow. Are you actually building a measurable, closed-loop system, or are you just testing what you want to see to make yourself feel better? Because in the age of AI search, vague feelings won't drive traffic. Only what is rigorously measured can be optimized precisely for sustained market leadership. So grab this blueprint, start your 4-day implementation, and really take control of your generative visibility today.